and welcome to another episode of Riding in Cars with Books. I'm Jaclyn.
And I'm Phillip.
And today we're going to be discussing Mixed Up by Garcia and Brittney Williams. It is published by First Second. I feel like that's our favorite publisher. We do a lot of First Second
We do
books.
a lot of First Second books.
Also, the lettering is by Tyler Smith, and that is important, and we will get into that. But first, I'm going to tell you what this book's about. So I'm going to read it from the back. Okay?
We're all waiting.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay. Stella is our main character. This is Stella. And she knows that 5th grade will be the best year ever. Okay? Her closest friends, Emiko and Latasha, are in her class, and they got the teacher that they wanted. Then their favorite television show, Witchlins, announces a new guidebook and an online game.
Woohoo!
But when the classwork starts piling up, Stella struggles to stay on top of it. Why does it take her so long to read? And when she can't deal with the text-heavy Witchlands guidebook, she can't keep up with her friends in the game. Her loving teachers and her family recognize that Stella has a learning difference, and after a dyslexia diagnosis, she gets the support and tools she needs to succeed. So that's not a spoiler, it's written on the back of the book. So you don't find out till like halfway through the book, though, that she has dyslexia.
But you know something's going on.
Yeah, so Stella has dyslexia, and it's based on Cammie's daughter, Stella. So it's kind of a...
And it's based on kids that Cammie saw when she was a teacher.
Yes. So there's a teacher in here that looks just like Cammie Garcia, and I thought that was really funny.
It's pretty funny. Yeah.
So, yes, this book was wonderful. What were your overall thoughts?
So, I think one of my overall thoughts on this book was the fact that the way they dealt with the dyslexia, but they ended up showing you how smart Stella was.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it wasn't shown as a disability in the fact that you're not as smart as everyone else, as certain what things are portrayed. Like
she's just
Cammie,
learns differently.
Her brain just learns things differently, like most of us do, right?
Yeah.
Like most people aren't dumb or smart or whatever. We're all pretty smart. It's just how do you learn it? And I think the way that they took that into account,
yeah, it was really well done.
Was really well done, and
they
through that process,
emphasize that everyone learns differently, and everyone's experience with dyslexia is also different.
Right.
So, very important.
Yes.
I will say, there's one character in this book that I did not like, and it's the crotchety old librarian that when Stella picked up a graphic novel, she's like, well, that's not really reading.
Yeah.
So, don't like her. Don't listen to her. Graphic novels are still reading.
But Cammie put that in there on purpose.
Yes,
though.
I know. So graphic novels are crucial in for kids like Stella to learn how to read, or not learn how to read, but like
to enjoy reading.
Yes, exactly. To enjoy reading. And I don't have dyslexia, I don't think, but my reading comprehension was never good, and graphic novels have really helped me understand better because the pictures, not just words, explain what's going on. So they're very important for young readers to enjoy reading, and you can enjoy them at any age.
Right. Yeah, and I think that was the point, right? So you had the crotchety old librarian that was saying that, but then you had the teachers that was sitting there going, who would ever tell you that reading a graphic novel is not reading? It's reading.
It's still reading.
It's still reading. And I think another thing that the way they handled, and this made me laugh because it seems to be another argument on the book talk people or whatever, Bookstagram, whoever those people are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really deal in them a whole lot. But what made it funny is that the fact they actually showed that how you use audiobooks to be a part of this, that everything is reading when it's used. Mm-hmm. Across the board, like
audiobooks are reading too.
Right. It's like how you learn the words and all that stuff. And I thought everything about it was handled really well. That audiobooks is reading, graphic novels is reading, novels without pictures is reading.
Yes, it's all reading.
It's all reading.
And so the font in this book is I'm going to say dyslexia friendly because the spacing and the bold at the beginning of some words, and
which is why the letter in this book is very important,
yeah, the
because
letter is very important
it's a
because
book about dyslexia, and so it is a dyslexia friendly book.
And there's I don't know much about it, but there are decodable words that are easier for people with dyslexia to understand, and they're used a lot on purpose in the book. So there's a lot of intentional things in this book that are amazing. And Stella wants to enter the junior writers competition, or
Yeah, they do a yearly competition, but it changes every year. So this year it was a writing competition.
Is that what it was called? I don't
Yeah,
remember what it was
matter.
called.
It was just writing competition.
Yeah, anyways. So
don't get hung up on
this year's competition. You have to submit a story.
Right.
And Stella ends up submitting a graphic novel, and she's the only one to do so. And so that, again, emphasizes the importance, like, graphic novels or stories, too.
Right.
And Cammie, before she was a graphic novel writer, was just a
novelist.
A novelist, yeah. Just a writer. But she
before she was a successful graphic novelist, she was a successful novelist.
Yes, but now she has like 8 graphic novels. Woo! She gets it. She gets it. She's
Whoa!
A rock star.
Sorry, people. A car almost ran over someone behind us.
Oh! I didn't see it.
I did. Sorry. That's funny.
So, yeah.
I'm not editing that out, so you're just going to deal with it.
What was I saying?
Cammie
is wonderful, and I like how she drew herself in here. And
but the book is also about friendship, right? Like, yes, about being embarrassed about the challenges that you have in life and what it's like not sharing it with your friends, and what the impact it has on your friends by not sharing. Because
yes,
if you're not sharing this information with your best friends or friends, then really what you're doing at the end of the day is you're cutting yourself off from them, which is not really what anyone wants, right?
No, her friends wanted to know what was going on, but then they really didn't know how to help because she wouldn't talk to them. But I loved how that's realistic, because kids this age
100%.
don't know how to talk to each other.
Correct.
And
yeah, it was
and
handled
then how
really well.
It was resolved was really well done. And
they had a good cry at the end.
Yeah.
But I like the way that was held well done, because it's, like you said, it was so realistic. But it happens all the time, and even adults, right? Like, even adults go through these things where they're embarrassed and they don't want to talk to their friends and they're cut off, and it's like, but why? Like, don't cut yourself off from the people who's always supported you.
Yeah,
but people seem to want to do that.
They find ways to support you. You just need to tell them, like, what you need.
Right.
And that's hard. That's really hard.
It's hard. It's hard, but it's stuff that needs to be done, today especially, right?
Yeah. And, like, her brother wanted to be there.
I did like the brother shows up maybe in 7 panels in this entire book. But once again, like a lot of the movies that we talk about and stuff, it's those little characters and those little interactions that are very important. And the brother was actually very important in a few situations, because he knew what was going on, and he wasn't taking that time to pick on his sister. He was supportive and trying to give her encouragement. And once again, small player, small bit part in this book, but his panels, I thought, were very important and very well done.
This is Miss Wilson, the reading specialist, and I love seeing, like, the process of that, because that's not something I've ever been exposed to before.
I hadn't either. The word bank thing got me.
It's really cool.
So I guess there's a part in here where there's, like, once again, I haven't been in school in a very long time.
Me either.
And so I guess there's a word bank to where when you're writing, that here's a set of words that are very friendly for this to be able to use in your writing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's impressive.
Yeah. This is Stella writing her graphic novel, and I love how the style slightly changed.
Yeah.
It was like, you could tell that she did it, obviously,
right,
but it was still very Brittney Williams' art is amazing. She did like Goldie Vance.
Goldie Vance. Yeah.
And I think the Alicia Keys star. What is that book called?
I don't know. She did Goldie Vance.
It's a Girl on Fire.
All you need to know is Goldie Vance.
Her art is wonderful, and she did a great job with the interiors of this. And I love seeing the graphic novel that she's working on, because she's relating. Her story is about her friendship and the game and how she can't fly. Like, she's a witch that doesn't know how to fly, and that was like how she. Basically, that's how she told her friends what was going on with her, like through the graphic novel.
Yep.
And then the good librarian was her friend's mom.
Right.
So there's a lot of good characters. There's only one character in here I did not like.
Right.
And a mean old crotchety librarian.
But if you have someone in your life that's like dyslexic, or they have trouble reading, or if they just have trouble reading, this is a very good book to understand that just because someone has trouble reading, it doesn't mean that
they're not smart.
That they're not smart, or they're not, intelligent, or they can't do things. It's just they learn differently. We all learn things differently, and this is just another aspect of that, which is why I think this book is, once again, this book's important, right? It's an important book on how we look at each other.
Yeah. And it's honestly just a really good story about friendship.
Right. Well, yeah, the friendship part was really good too throughout. I did like that a lot.
I like this book a lot.
Yeah.
When I saw the title, I just assumed it was about this girl being like mixed race or something. So I was like, oh, this is about dyslexia. That's even better.
Yeah.
I loved everything about it, I think.
Yeah.
There's a cute little dog too. So yeah, I would highly recommend this. It is targeted for middle grade readers, but anyone can read and enjoy this book, as always. I say that every time.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing in there that's wouldn't be other than they're fifth graders.
No, and I wish books like this existed when I was growing up, or if they did, I just didn't know about them.
I don't think they did. That's a big part of this. Like, I don't think there was things like this, or if there was any books like this, it just wasn't looked at the same. But I don't think there was anything like that. I don't remember.
My reading comprehension growing up was terrible, and if I had a graphic novel version of those stupid books that we had to read in school, or even audiobook, I probably had access to audiobooks. I just didn't know it because I didn't know to ask. Like, it would have been a game changer for me. But now as an adult, I listen to audiobooks and read graphic novels more than any other format, and my reading is, I enjoy it now.
Yeah, right. And that's the whole part, right?
Yeah.
And like, we'll do a whole nother video on graphic novels and the amount of big words, school words that are used them and all that. That's a whole different thing. But anyway, we need to wrap this up.
But check this book out, Mixed Up by Cami Garcia and Brittney Williams. It's published by First Second, and it came out this week. So it's new, but it should be in any store.
Yeah. So go to your local comic shop, ask for it. They'll either have it for you or they can get it for you.
Yes. So do that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.